Hello, and thank you for listening to WRYAT, New Orleans' fifth-ranked public radio station. As always, we're broadcasting live from a prefabricated Home Depot shed located off of South Carrollton by the Popeyes.
It's another damp and humid evening in a city with a new mystery every day. But tucked away in the janitor's broom closet of the NOPD headquarters, a light flickers where Float Cop, a no-nonsense, parentless parade department detective, is hard at work trying to find answers to New Orleans' most pressing questions.
It was another muggy evening in the Big Easy. So muggy you'd want to hand over your wallet, keys, and cell phone just to make it go away. We had just wrapped another case involving the disappearance of Gene. Turns out, he just wanted to escape the city before it was too late again. Go figure. I looked at the framed picture of me and my parents sitting on my desk. Maybe it was their mysterious unsolved murder that kept me from escaping as well. But until that case was cracked, I could only hope that they too escaped to Gene's. Because there's a new mystery every day in this city for me to investigate. And at 300 years old, that's a hell of a lot of mysteries. Come in.
Hey, are you Float Cop?
Last time I checked.
And you solve Mardi Gras New Orleans mysteries, yeah?
If you want. But are you ready for the answers?
Perfect. My name is Randy Wells, and would you happen to know what a Reznor is and why it's written all over my car?
What is a Reznor? I asked him in disbelief. Anyone who's everyone in this city knows who Reznor is. Well, not really who he or she is, but more of an awareness of their artistic and harmless presence. Reznor was known for his or her tags across town, several in plain sight. The station never viewed Reznor as a serious criminal because vandalism in the city is regularly ignored. Plus, what kind of criminal leaves their name at the scene of a crime? However, Reznor may leave his mark up everywhere downtown and down anywhere uptown, but he wasn't known to tag transportation. Reznor is a locally known street artist. And you said he tagged your car?
Well, and yeah, Reznor's written all over my car. It's like a cat was marking my car as his territory, but with spray paint or something. It happened last night while I was at Triple X bar.
What kind of car do you drive?
It's a Nissan Altima.
Would you mind showing it to me?
Not at all. It's parked right out front. Hey, thanks for doing this, by the way.
Don't thank me yet. As we made our way to the parking lot, I couldn't help but let my mind wander. Did Reznor have some sort of personal vendetta out for this Randy Wells character? And if so, why? Or was someone using the Reznor tag as a cover for a more diabolical scheme? Something just wasn't adding up, and it wasn't my sewage and water bill.
So, here we are, as you can see. Holy shit! My car is flipped!
Happens all the time around here, kid. Let's take a look at those tags.
Well, my car is flipped over. The roof is caving in. Who flipped my freaking car?
I shrugged my shoulders as I pulled out my gloves and magnifying glass to investigate the Reznor tags. Mind if I take a closer look?
Why the hell is my car flipped over? Does this happen often?
Some mysteries are beyond solving, Mr. Wells. Now let's see if this Reznor situation is one of them as well, shall we?
Hey, yeah. Well, I'd like to find a little claim if at all possible. No, come on, hey. No, someone. What do you mean you don't cover mysterious flippages? I am in New Orleans and I am a car owner, and my car was flipped. I didn't do it myself. Yeah, you want to see? You think I'm gonna do this myself?
I approached the car, now flipped, and began to analyze one of the tags. It sure did look like an authentic Reznor piece, and the other ones looked exactly the same. Typically, there are minor variations between each of his or her tags, but these tags appeared to be exactly the same, each and every one. Mirror images of one another. Interesting.
Interesting? You know who did this or not?
Well, Mr. Wells, I have a sneaking suspicion that it wasn't the actual Reznor.
What? Oh, yeah, you're still talking about the graffiti. Look, my car is flipped. I have bigger issues here. I need to get back on the line with my insurance.
It seems like someone or something may have used a stencil or outline of sorts to replicate the Resner tag repeatedly on your Altima.
Sure, great, whatever. Listen, my insurance will likely cover a new paint job anyway, so you don't need to worry about it anymore, okay? Will you stay here and just be a witness on my police report?
Unfortunately, Randy, I have some investigating to do because when one case gets closed, another one opens.
Oh, come on here!
I'm sorry, Mr. Wells, but even in a city that never sleeps, time is a precious thing.
Okay, thanks, I guess.
Even with Mr. Wells's case closed, I knew I had more answers to find. Like who was copying Resner's tag and why? Was there any association with a chew or those love signs that everyone hates? How did Mr. Wells not know who Resner is? But most importantly, who killed my parents?
We hope you enjoyed this week's mystery. Tune in next time for another thrilling tale from your favorite New Orleans Police Parade Department detective, Flo Cop.
Best advice for small business owners to figure out how to delight your customer. Hi, I'm Terry Bonovich with Bonovich Movers, and this is Business Minute. Making customers happy should be your number one goal. I spend about 3/4 of my day making sure my customers are happy. I call them up first thing every morning to see how they are doing. If they don't pick up, a friendly text message just saying, "Hey, thinking of you," followed up by, "Guess you're busy, but I still miss you," followed up by, "Hey, did you get my text? I am worried," followed up by, "Seriously, are you there? What the hell?" Followed up by, "This isn't funny. I'm really scared right now. Did something happen? Did I do something wrong?" Followed by, "Are you ignoring me? I saw your Instagram photos and I know your phone isn't broken." Followed by, "Look, I get it. You're disgusted by me. I'm a garbage fire. Just forget it, okay? Business is over between us." This has been Terry Bonovich with your Business Minute.
Hey everybody, it's me, it's Luke Guru. Actually, technically, if you're hearing this and I'm saying this, then I'm nowhere to be found. I'm lost. WRYAT, they asked me, they said, "Hey Luke, we really like you and we want to make sure that if anything ever happens, we need to have you read this out loud." So this isn't my words, this is their words. And I really care about y'all, and obviously they care about me, and y'all might care about me. So if you see me on the street, please give a call into the studio. A little bit later on, they're going to give you a phone number that you can call. But I don't really want to spend my time trying to say that to you because this is very, very important. I got to get the stuff out because WRYAT, they asked me, Luke Guru, your man about town, telling you every Friday that, hey, this is what you can see. Well, I can't tell you because this Friday, there's stuff going on, but I don't know how, I don't have a list. I'm not able to say it. And this is so crazy. I'm going off script. And I know, I understand. I'm trying to make a point. Okay, just give a call in because while I'm about town, they don't know what's going on with me. The man who tells everybody what goes on. So please, I'm not going to read, I'm not reading it. I'm going to do it my Luke way. Jesus. So please give a call to the studio. You want me to howl? Howl!
Hello. We here at WRYAT are looking for our beloved DJ Luke Guru. If you have any information on his whereabouts, please call 504-233-9337. That's 504-233-9337. Thank you, and come home soon, Luke.
Spring has sprung, and it's hit us in the eye. That means it's time for a fresh start. In the spirit of renewal, Some News is now officially changing its title to Y'all Things Considered. Welcome to Y'all Things Considered. Here's your news this week. In national news, it's end times and everyone is going to die.
In financial news, the Dow Jones is up 15 points. Locally in New Orleans, residents have been responding to the world's catastrophic events by foregoing second lining and resorting to mainlining. In fact, the Louisiana state government has requested that local authorities refrain from narcotics arrests for the foreseeable future. To comment on the necessity of intravenous drug use during these hard times, Y'all Things Considered reached out to Sidney Torres, real estate magnate, future post-apocalyptic warlord, and current West Bank warlord. Torres said, "Now that everything's closed down, I can finally snort cocaine off of Frenchman Street without being bothered by the sound of trumpets or human merriment." Torres also made sure to add, "When all this is over, I am prepared to accept a contract from the city to build a Thunderdome." Y'all Things Considered also reached out to New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell for comment. She said, "Thank God everyone's forgotten about the Hard Rock Cafe and all this craziness. What a tragedy more negative coverage of me could have been." There has not been widespread looting and violence in the greater metropolitan area as of this recording, but local authorities are keeping an eye on Popeyes just in case the stores run out of spicy and can only serve mild. If crowd control becomes necessary, the New Orleans Police Department has officers with pepper spray on standby just in case any chicken needs flavoring. Popeyes proposed giving away 2 free sides of coleslaw with each order to reduce anxiety, but the police declined the offer, stating that they were trying to prevent rioting. Since the local government ordered a statewide lockdown, the New Orleans Sewage and Water Board employees have not been able to work at all, which means everything has remained the same for them. However, for everyone else, all businesses are closed and a stay-at-home mandate requires all residents to be indoors. Despite the cessation of all economic activity, the city feels confident citizens will be able to sustain their exceptional levels of obesity and alcohol abuse in the coming weeks. This has been Y'all Things Considered. Y'all Things Considered is sponsored by the Lindbergh Baby Wipes. They make things disappear. Y'all Things Considered is also sponsored by the Book of Revelations. You'll love the Book of Revelations because it's the part of the Bible with the most monsters.
Today's episode of No Sports is brought to you by Pud Beer, the beer that'll finally make them listen to you. That's Pud Beer. Welcome back, team. You're listening to No Sports only on WRYAT New Orleans Gorilla Radio. I'm your host, Brian TBD, and team, I can't lie, it's been rough. With all major sports leagues being postponed or canceled altogether, I've been absolutely beside myself with little to no sports content being generated for me to analyze. I even succumbed to involving myself in alternative sports like marble racing and frisbee to satiate my cravings for sports content. But as we all know, team, frisbee is not a sport. So being the professional sports journalist that I am, and in an effort to return to some sense of normalcy, I will be doing my best here at No Sports to conduct the show as expected with local sports topics, news, what little there is, and yes, even a special guest. Unfortunately, thanks to social distancing policy still in place for our area, all A to C list sports figures are currently unavailable. So today, we'll be talking to the next best option as a guest host for No Sports. Me! How are you doing today, Brian TBD 2.0? Are you fucking serious? Are we really doing this? Well, WRYAT scheduled me, and since this is currently the only somewhat paying job I have during this time of crisis, then yes, we are doing this. All right, sure. I mean, if WWE was deemed an essential business, then No Sports can be too, I guess. What are we talking about? Well, I'd like to get things started with the Saints off-season roster moves in addition to the NFL draft that was held remotely this past weekend. And what about it? Well, as I mentioned earlier, the NFL draft happened on schedule this past weekend with teams making picks from their in-place shelter, and despite some concerns entering the draft, things went relatively smoothly and made for quite an entertaining and exciting event. What are your thoughts on the first major sports event to take place since the coronavirus pandemic brought our sports-loving country to a halt? I think you and the NFL are delusional. Would you care to elaborate, Brian? Well, Brian, once again, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell spat in the face of common sense and the general well-being of those under his rule by proceeding with the draft during a crisis just so he could make sure his TV deals were honored. The crowd couldn't even boo Goodell like they normally would. Not only was it irresponsible to put teams in that situation, it was flat out detrimental to the reputation of the NFL. The only real winners were the NFL stakeholders and the Cincinnati Bengals for their obvious selection of LSU quarterback Joe Burrow with the first overall pick. Thank God the combine still took place. Otherwise, some of these teams would have been drafting even more blindly than they were, like the Saints, for example. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because the Saints have once again delivered an interesting selection of picks in this year's draft. The team selected Michigan center Cesar Rules in the first round, and they traded up to pick Wisconsin linebacker Zach Braun in the third, along with Dayton tight end Adam Troutman before finishing off the draft with their seventh round pick, Mississippi State quarterback Tommy Stevens. Now, I know some of these names don't stand out, but as we all know, the Saints have done a fantastic job at drafting over the years despite initial reactions from fans. Just look at Kamara. So, Brian, how do you feel about our picks this year? These aren't sexy picks, Brian. They're flat out ugly and confusing picks. At least we needed a running back when we drafted Kamara, but we just drafted a center in 2019 as well as the year before that. I understand Drew Brees is aging and needs as much protection as possible, but why are we wasting draft capital to bubble wrap him when he's on his way out the door? Is Sean Payton trying to draft an offensive practice squad or something? Give me a fucking break and pick players that can actually help us get to the Super Bowl this year. Do you really trust Peyton and Loomis? With my life, Brian. With my life. Well, obviously you don't have my faith in our picks until you see them on the field, so let's pivot to a surprising pickup the Saints made in free agency. After losing backup quarterback Teddy Bridgewater to the Carolina Panthers, the team was in limbo as to who their new backup would be, and despite re-signing Taysom Hill to a 2-year deal, the Saints stunned the league by signing 2019 passing leader Jameis Winston. How do you feel about the signing, Brian? Oh, I'm sorry, are you talking about the turnover machine, Jameis Winston? The 2019 interception leader, Jameis Winston? Fuck you. I never thought I'd say this, but I miss Teddy. Thank God we only signed him for a year because I'll be damned if he's the heir to Breeze. Look, can we talk about something else, like how much money he blew on marble racing or something? I'd rather not discuss that, Brian. But hey, the NBA announced the team practice facility should be opening again soon, so at least our Pelicans can start revving back up for a playoff push. Great. Looking forward to following the NBA playoffs as I'm trying to get ready for my fantasy football drafts in the fall. Do you at least know if they're going to be letting fans attend the games once they start back up? Unfortunately, I haven't heard anything yet in that regard. Well, do you know if we're going to get a refund on our season tickets? We had several games left, and you know we could really use the money. Well, I'm sure they'll give us a credit. A credit? For what? The happiness and joy of sports we've been deprived of? Brian, are we going to get refunded? I wanted to get to hockey, but it looks like we're out of time. Are we getting our money back? I'm Brian TBD, and this is also me on No Sports, only on WRYAT. See you next time, team. Brian!
What is a man? I'm a man. You might be a man, but there are some who aren't men. Some are women, some are girls, some are even boys. But what is it that separates the men from the boys? It's a tough question. So let's find some answers to the manliness question. I'm Ira Glass, and you're listening to Deux Ex Macho Man. Today on Deux Ex Macho Man, we're going to talk about muscles. Big muscles, small muscles, lats, delts, glutes, traps. Biggest muscle of all, human heart. To help me, I hired a personal trainer named Jake Scramble. He was recommended by my producer, Jen Newman, because he, quote, was tough and no nonsense. Good morning, Jake.
Ooh, what's the haps, Ira?
Jake, I want to be a muscle man. Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Carrot Top. You understand, right?
I do.
You are an immense man. I find your muscles to be substantial. Can you tell me a bit about how I can become, as some might say, yoked and cut as you are?
Well, Ira, it's all about what you put in and then how you burn it out. For instance, this morning I had a protein shake 36 ounces of cod, a dozen eggs, 1 steak, a skinless chicken breast, and 2 bowls of broccoli. What did you eat this morning, Ira?
I ate a cold brew soy mint macchiato, some kimchi, and a cauliflower taco dog.
A taco dog? Ooh, is that like a hot dog in a corn shell?
No, it's like a Pakistani aloo chaat.
Okay, I still don't know what that is, but whatever it is, it doesn't sound like it's going to give you the carbs you need to beef up. You're going to need to eat something heavier if you want to become a muscle man.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. And luckily, I did see at the co-op near my bodega that there's a special on beets and almond butter. Won't that just make me fat, though?
Well, I highly doubt that beets will do that, but also keep in mind, as we build mass, we're going to sculpt you into a masterwork of muscle. Leonardo da Vinci would be jealous of what we're going to turn you into.
So how are we going to do that?
We're going to engage in some explosive, fast-twitch muscle work to convert all that grub into guns.
I'm sorry, but can we stick with the statue metaphors? The thought of guns feeds into my generalized anxiety disorder.
I'll tell you what, let's stop with the metaphors entirely and just start with some cardio.
No metaphors, wow. Jen was right when she said you were tough. So there I was, in the gym, doing high steps, doing burpees, lunging. It was truly the midnight of the soul.
Oh, no, you need to leave the ground or it doesn't count. Start over.
Then came the weights.
We're going to start with benching. What do you have to say?
Hi, emergency contact is my producer, Jen Newman.
Oh, come on. It won't be that bad. Look, we'll start with 15 pounds on each side and we'll go higher if you find that too easy, okay?
You know, Jake, throughout this, I see you as a portrait of a torturer. And I wonder, is that torment fundamental to the makeup of a man?
Well, buddy, if you're saying no pain, no gain, I'm just going to tell you to push yourself, but don't break yourself. So I'm just going to ask you one more time. Do you want to be a muscle man?
Jake, I want to resist the status quo of chair sitting and languid self-pity. I want to document a story of triumphant becoming. I want to live.
What does that even mean?
I want to be a muscle man.
Then lift this bar.
Jake led me through my benches, then my clean and jerks, then my squats, my rows, my dips. Jake was my general of gains, my sensei of swole, my rabbi of ripped ribs. And now I'm 245 pounds of lean, tight masculinity. I am a muscle man. But am I, Ira Glass, truly a man? Find out next episode when I go to a beach and kick sand in the face of a bully who stole my girlfriend 1 month ago. This is Ira Glass, signing off.
Good evening. This is Mike Bowser. We here at WRYAT, in a salute to our nation's essential workers, our doctors, nurses, delivery drivers, and grocery workers, those braving the coronavirus pandemic in service of the public, have created a new segment, Frontlines, to profile these brave men and women. One industry deemed essential are our nation's liquor stores. Since it originally opened as a newsstand in 1962, Sydney's wine cellar has been described as the heartbeat of Decatur Street, and has been serving many of the French Quarter's needs. We now introduce Mike Bowser, an employee of the store. Mike, welcome to Frontlines.
Thanks there, Mike. It's good to be here.
Yes. I'd like to ask you, what has it been like? What has it been like working in a field like this?
Well, I gotta say, it's a little weird right now. I've never been interviewed by myself before. I think that's kind of funny.
Ah, yes. Well, in times of quarantine, we have to do things a little differently, I suppose.
Yeah, but work's been good. It's been slower, you know. It hasn't been as busy. A lot of tourists and everything. But it's been good. Well, it's been a little
Yes, and have you been wearing a mask behind the counter?
Kinda. I mean, I got like a mask, but it's not really easy to wear because I wear glass. But I got a bandana, so I've been putting that on. And it's a little bit more comfortable.
So have your hours changed?
Yeah, it's changing shit.
Could you describe the last day that you spent at work?
Last day when at work, I guess it was a couple days ago. Yeah, it was kind of cool. We got some free Italian sausage that someone brought us. It had like rice and salsa, which was kind of weird, but I liked it. My coworker didn't like it. She thought it was weird, but I liked it.
Mike, what measures has your store taken in order to ensure customer safety?
Well, I got a funny story about that, actually. We got this, like, jar that says Lysol pens on it. It's got pens in it, and a Lysol pen jar. Anyway, this lady came in and she said, "Oh, thanks for, spraying your pens down with Lysol," and all that. And I really hadn't even thought about it, because I probably hadn't sprayed them down in, like, 3 hours, So, probably dozens of people touching those pens. I mean, it's like a little false advertising, I guess.
Well, do you think that would be a little bit of a conflict?
No, I just let it think it, after she left, I sprayed them.
Well, what has it affected business at all?
Well, like I said, it's been slower, but, I'll tell you, something happened. Our ATM got jammed or something. This goddamn motherfucker named Bernardo.
Mike, this is public radio. You can't be talking like that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking, this gosh darn pickle fucker, Bernardo, he came in, he wanted to use our ATM. Well, the ATM didn't work, so he got on us a little bit, and we're like, I don't know, so we called a number, and, I said, we'll come fix it, or some fucking shit, and, he called back, and said, hey, I don't know if I'll be able to make it, but if I can make it before you close, I'll come back before you close, but, if I can't, I'll just be there in the morning. So I didn't think nothing of it. We got off the phone, and, what happens is, I've realized that we're opening later. Yeah, we're opening later in the day because of the fucking virus, the fucking virus, and, I thought he might come back too early, so, I didn't have a number, really. It was a store phone. So I star 69'd him, which I didn't know I could still fucking do that, Isn't that something?
Yes, I do remember the Star 69 service. I was not aware you could still do it.
Yeah, you can only do it on fucking landlines, but you can do it still. It's alright. Anyway, I star 69'd him, and when I got on the phone, I said, hey, this is Mike from Sydney. I told him, hey, I star 69'd you. And he kind of laughed, and I was like, hey, by the way, we open a little later now. And he said, yeah, I know that. And I was like, oh, okay.
So is that the story?
No. Well, there's more to it. Yeah, Bernardo I was talking about, he said he checked his phone, see if, about the money, and he said it got taken out. He looked at his bank. My coworker was telling him on the phone, sometimes it takes a little bit. It gets processed when it gets put back. It's not right away. But he was on the phone. We're about to close. And this goddamn mofo, he wasn't saying, he was talking on the phone. We're getting ready to close. I want to go home. Well, we're on the phone with him, so we just told him, hey, we'll tell the guy who's opening, and the guy can come fix it. Maybe you can make a claim with your bank. I don't really know, I was just saying. And we got off the phone, we left.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank you, Mike Bowser, for this interview. And I'd also like to thank you for your service.
Yeah, $1.
All right. This has been Frontlines, new program by WRYAT, saluting our nation's essential workers. From us here at Frontlines, good night.
And we're coming to you live from WRYAT Downtown Studios for a very special episode of what we're calling
Coma Talk.
Yeah, Coma Talk, because, okay, we're not in the earthly realm. Ronnie and I have been trying to kind of pin down where we've been for a while now.
Yeah, it feels like we've been in here for, like, better part of an eternity or something.
Yeah, some kind of, either a day or 100 million years, but it certainly feels like we've been suspended here for some time in this, well, we've come to call it Coma World, because it resembles Downtown from the 2001 Brendan Fraser classic.
Monkeybone.
Exactly, Ronnie. That's the one we remember. So that helped us to kind of identify where we are.
Yeah, and we got here, because I don't know if you all remember the last time, but Donnie and I might have, or Donnie really, but Donnie Googled on his clown.
I might have screwed up. I don't know. It's crazy. Might have screwed up real bad. I don't know.
Listen, and ladies and gentlemen, we're just confused. I don't know if I'm dead or...
I don't think we're dead, but we're definitely not alive.
Yeah,
we're definitely not alive. So that to me tracks like we're probably in comas back in the Earth world, you know?
So let's get on with it then, Donnie.
Yeah, so right now, we're here playing cards with our friends. To my left is, of course, famed Louisiana Governor Huey P. Long.
Hey, son, you can call me a kingfisher. Every man a king.
Oh, yeah, Ronnie, why don't you tell him who you got?
Okay, sitting right next to me is in fact Monkeybone.
Well, hey, fellas.
That's how we knew where we were, because Monkeybone's actually here. So
Yeah,
that helped us a lot.
I never actually watched that movie, but, you know, having the actual character here making me watch that movie 20 times really helps to emphasize the point.
Yeah, so we're definitely trapped here with Monkeybone. So Monkeybone, you about to deal us out some cards?
Sure am.
Well, let's jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. Hey,
All
Huey
right.
P. Long, do you have a question for the Coma Talk?
A question. Been on my mind, boys. I ain't never seen a regret. I ain't overcome with the chew of tobacco, but question for you is, was it all worth it?
Oh.
That's tough, because we usually took boat or boat-related questions and answered them to 100% exactitude of our boat expertise knowledge.
Yeah, Huey, that's our bread and butter. It's just helping people out. They call us with like boat troubles, and then Donnie and I give them advice on how to fix said boat.
That's a bit heavy. Monkeybone, you got any questions for us?
All right, listen, boys. I'll make it worth it for you. Strap it in this chair here.
Oh my God. Oh man.
And read this.
He's strapping us in the chair. This isn't good, Ronnie.
His fingers are real smooth. They're really easy.
Oh man, he's like moving at a frame a minute here. Oh Jesus Christ! You want us to read this?
What is this? What is this, Monkeybone? What are you showing?
I'm reading material. I'm not sure what year it's from, but I have it. It's all I have in this world. So here you go. Read it out.
Oh Jesus Christ, Ronnie, this is if a semester half of community college has taught me anything, it's that this poem they want us to read is not good. This is The Second Coming by Yeats here.
Oh, not Yeats. I'm not a big fan of Yeats.
No, nobody is, Ronnie. Nobody is. Okay, well, Monkeybone's highlighted this section in crazy purple.
All right, let's just read it, Donnie, and get it over with.
Tighten the straps. All right, here we go.
The darkness drops again.
But now I know.
The 20 centuries
A stony sleep
were vexed a nightmare.
by a rocking cradle.
And what rough beast
It's how we'll come round at last.
slouches towards?
Bethlehem to be born. Oh God, Ronnie, I got a lot of regrets, man. I don't know if it was worth it, but if we got a second chance, I would make it worth it, Ronnie. I would make it worth it for you. I'd make it worth it for Boat Talk. I'd make it worth it for the Kingfisher and Monkeybone here.
And I would go out and do the things I've always wanted to do. Like, you know, maybe host the show by myself.
I would try to just become a better man and teach people what they could do, you know, to spread some good in the world. What's Monkeybone doing there? It's okay, he's handing Huey Long is that a cartoon mallet?
Yeah, boys. Straight from LSU.
He's just swinging around over his head.
Any last words, boys?
Oh, Jesus, I guess, this is Donnie D'Amico.
This is Ronnie D'Amico.
We'll see you on the other side.
See you, hopefully. Oh, God.
Goodbye from the Kingfisher boys.
Donnie, wake up there, pal. Wake up.
Hey, where are we? Is this Ronnie, are we alive?
We're live there, pal. We're in the hospital.
Oh, no, it doesn't look as nice as a hospital. This looks more like the medical wing of WRYAT. This place is wired for sound. They don't want us to... Damn, they got everything we did on tape.
Yeah, when I say hospital, I just mean like there's a table in the back with a first aid kit next to it. Listen, pal, you've been asleep for about 6 hours longer than I have.
Oh, Jesus. We're back, huh? We made it. We're not trapped in coma world. No Huey Long, no Monkeybone.
No. It looks like life gave you a second chance there, pal.
Hey, looks like it gave you one too. Well, I guess then we could keep doing boat talk. Yeah. We can keep doing it forever and ever. We can make the world a better place. We've been given a second chance. We don't have to screw it up this time. It was all worth it. It was all worth it, Ronnie.
Yeah, it was all worth it there, pal, but there's something else I gotta tell you.
Yeah, we save it after this. I'm Donnie D'Amico.
I'm Ronnie D'Amico. See you on the
water. Hey, Ronnie, wait a minute. What is this here?
That's what I'm trying to tell you there, pal. Yeah, apparently you capsized Chalmette.
This is WRYAT New Orleans Guerrilla Radio. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.